Hi guys, I'm on my way to the BMW Motorrad dealer in Meerhout, Belgium. I'm going to test the S1000R and the S1000XR, so pretty curious to see how that's going to be, because it's a very long time ago since I rode a sporty 4-cylinder inline. So really looking forward to that. Especially the XR actually, because the platform of this bike suits me very well. So I'm really curious to see how it's gonna behave. Like a high revving 4-cylinder engine in a high bike like this. So let's see, it's gonna be good. I'm on my way now with the S1000XR. First impression so far, this is a motorcycle where you really like sit in and not sit on. On a GS for example, you sit on the bike, it feels like you're on top of the bike. And in this one it feels a bit more that you're like in the bike, because the saddle is sort of formed around your back a bit more. There is a lot of support to your backside with this saddle. And yeah, I think for longer rides that might be kind of an issue, because you're not really able to move around on the saddle too much. So yeah, that's something to consider. But yeah, engine-wise, really nice. I already noticed it on the ride with the S1000R, which has the same engine. Already noticed that the engine is actually really comfortable. But yeah, like vibrations for example, like non-existing. You can go low RPMs, high RPMs. It doesn't really matter for the bike. Everything kind of works. I think like the wind protection. Not perfectly perfect for me. I put it in 2 positions. Actually doesn't really change too much. But yeah, that's always something. A bike with a windscreen, that's something you need to adjust for yourself. And there are so many positions you can put the screen in. But yeah, overall, so far, pretty cool bike. Quick shifter is flawless. That's really good. Always on a 4-cylinder, right? That the quick shifter is so good. That's always way better than on a 2-cylinder bike. Actually, I always thought when I was seeing the XR, and I always thought like, yeah, might be that it is a good replacement bike for my GF. But when I'm riding in this, I'm not immediately sold, because I thought it's yeah, I actually don't really know what I thought about this bike. I thought it was that the power felt a bit different or something. But in fact the power doesn't really feel so raw or something, because on a GS when you come out of the corner and you open it, there is like an instant amount of torque, and then when you're higher in the revs, yeah, then the power goes away a bit, and it goes yeah, like a really flat power curve. Then on this bike, then yeah, the initial torque isn't really there, but the power and the high RPMs is there. So it's actually really what you're planning to do with the bike. For me, it would be yeah, it's better that the bike have a lot of torque and not so much in the high RPMs. But if you're living, yeah, I don't know, in a country where you can ride really fast, then maybe a bike like this is perfect. Because mostly where we ride, the speed limit is or 70 kilometers an hour or 90 kilometers an hour, sometimes 100. And yeah, 100 kilometers an hour on a bike like this, it's first gear, second gear, if you wanna go high RPMs. So I think it really depends. If you have a lot of corners or roads where you can go fast and where you can go high speeds, then it might be this might be a better fit for you than a GS. Because to me, a bike like this, your back is straight, the handlebar is high, you're high up. For me, a bike like this is just a GS with a different engine. And BMW can sell it different, or they want to put it different in the market. But for me, this is just a GS with a 4-cylinder inline and more sporty, because you have a better front end feeling with a normal suspension, with a smaller front wheel. For me, this is just like a very sporty GS. So if you're into very, very sporty riding and you can use it, you can use the high-end power, then I would go for this. Definitely. But if you're in a country where they're eager to try and catch you with speed violations, then maybe a GS or a smaller displacement bike might be a little bit of a better fit. This bike also has the M Performance rear sets, or foot pegs. There's not a rear set. So yeah, I actually think it looks pretty shit. It also has the M Performance brakes. That looks a little bit, yeah, that looks pretty cool. But for the foot pegs, man, it looks like something from AliExpress. It's, I don't really like it actually. The initial power is not too bad actually. This is maybe like earlier this year I rode a Versys 1000 from Kawasaki. You can maybe say like this is a Versys 1000 on like big steroids. Like a guy who uses a lot of steroids and goes to the gym a lot more than the Versys 1000. I think you can compare it a bit like that. It also has the semi-active suspension, the ESA system from BMW. So pretty good. Mag ik eens doortrekken hier? Huh? Ja. Dat is goed. On the bike lane that crosses the street, I felt traction control intruding pretty hard, so that's nice, because I went already quite hard on the gas just to see what it was gonna do. So that's nice that it's a good traction control system. And now you really felt, I didn't really look at the RPM indicator, but I felt that maybe 9 or 10,000 that it cut it to the power. So that's probably because it's limited in its power, that it has 100 horsepower, that you can't really rev it to the red line. So, but yeah, actually pretty cool. I can imagine when you're riding this in the Alps or in the Pyrenees, it must be really cool actually. Also the traction control, really nice. Really worked well. It's cool. Oh fuck, you can't really not read this at all. Our traction control is off. I'm using the clutch, it doesn't even go up. That's crazy. That's strange. Well, so came back from the BMW Motorrad dealer. I tested the S1000R, S1000XR and the CE04, and yeah, everything was actually pretty cool. Only a pity that the XR was limited in its power. I was talking to another guy, and he tested the S1000R and the S1000XR as well, and he also said like, fuck, it's a shame that it's limited. It had 100 horsepower instead of the 160 that it should have. So yeah, it was a bit of a pity. Also because when you turned off the traction control, then you couldn't even do a wheelie, not even with the clutch. If you tried to clutch it up, it just didn't work. Didn't do anything at all. So that's a bit of a shame. But for the rest, really cool. Nice experience. S1000XR, except that it didn't have the full power, it was really good. Nice comfortable seating position. It had a good chassis. Well, nothing I can really say about it. Only had the footsteps of the M package, and for me, I would never give any money for that because it looks like it's straight from AliExpress. So I would never get that. So guys, thank you for watching to this video again. Try to like and subscribe this video, it will help the channel. And there's a lot of more nice videos to come, so keep an eye on it. Thanks a lot.